the world is not getting any more peaceful. If you want to worry about our backyard, what happened between China and also Philippines can easily bring into small-scale skirmish. So for us, well, we can't do anything about what's the war going on, but I hope we can educate our next generation to understand, okay, other culture, to avoid the small plane up there, the clash of civilization, a concept reminded to us by Samuel Huntington.
喺睇片之前，大家記得分享、讚好同訂閱灼見名家，最緊要撳埋呢個鐘仔，咁你就唔會錯過我哋嘅最新影片。
But then I think it's an advantage being the last speaker. It's because then just like you watch diving competition, you always remember the last act when the diver go into the water. So I hope what I'm going to say, you know, will give you some food for thought, okay, during your debate. Early this afternoon, someone reminded me last year when I speak on the same occasion, I cheat by using ChatGPT to do some of my slides. And I'm not sure I'm the first, probably in the world, but probably among my distinguished colleagues, the president in Hong Kong, I'm probably the first one in a public, presentation, use ChatGPT. But don't worry, this year, I would not ask AI for help. This is a bit Chinglish, as Jay said, way to put it. Major global changes unseen in a century. The Chinese part, I'm sure you've heard it many times, okay? I was fascinated by this statement, so I look up. Clearly, well, I just list a few, okay, come to my mind. Climate change, geopolitics, emerging technology, not just AI, quantum computing, all things, hydrogen technology is coming up. And last one, of course, our country, the realm of China. Now, for us in education and research, I suppose we should address how these big changes will affect us. First one, climate change. Now, we are, this is a cliche, everyone should know that, but how bad it is. When global warming first come out, later on changed to climate change, they are talking about, oh, by Carl Sagan, okay, nuclear winter. It could be, 1,000 years away. But if you really follow the climate change debate, something called the Atlantic Meridional overturning circulation, if that's disrupted, we could see ice age within a century. So global climate change is real, and then a change of fractional temperature shift the insect vector, whatever. No, I'm not expert on this one, okay, and can cause a lot of problem from pandemic to food shortage and so on. I'd thank Rocky for introducing the 17 SDG, Sustainable Development Goals, by UN. So for education institutions like us, okay, and our research, clearly we should go for, okay, integrated in all that we are doing, okay, on the integrate sustainability into every aspect of our education research, aligning our research and academic activities with all the 17 sustainable goals. Of course, peace is important, and carry out student and research project on climate solution, which to me, I don't want to be melodramatic, could be a species-ending event. Well, the next one, geopolitics. Well, there's two wars going on, one between Russia and Ukraine, and one is between Israel and the Hamas, okay? If there's any humanitarian crisis going on, I think what happened in Gaza is one that we're looking at. And if you follow a couple of days ago, the president of Poland talked about, in his view, now Europe had gone back to the pre-World War I era, okay, the state like before the World War I, and then it's the closest to war, European war again at that time, okay. So the world is not getting any more peaceful. If you want to worry about our backyard, what happened between China and also Philippines can easily bring into small-scale skirmish. So for us, well, we can't do anything about what's the war going on, but I hope we can educate our next generation to understand, okay, other culture, to avoid the small print up there, the clash of civilization, a concept reminded to us by Samuel Huntington in his article in Foreign Affairs and later on the book on the clash of civilizations. So I think in education, we really should encourage diverse viewpoints to address complex challenges. We need to be multicultural and have our student, next generation, have cultural intelligence to understand diverse perspective to navigate geopolitical problems. And transdisciplinary approaches bringing insight from political science, economics, and technology. And also, we need network and partners among cross-border collaborations such as the Belt and Road countries. Now the next one, back to technology. And as I said, it's not just AI, but let's just take AI as an example. It changed every aspect of our life. Everybody have talked about that. And so how we prepare our students for that future is very important. And yes, there will be a transition, okay? Typically, when a new technology comes out, whether it's industrial revolution, whether it's about the computers, about, IT, now it's AI, well, we don't know about AI yet. There's a lot of doomsday about AI. But before that, the world actually got more prosperous, our life getting better, but busier, of course. But then the people had to go through that, need to learn, okay, a lot of new things, okay, to deal with social progress, to drive innovations, and how we advance education to ensure our students are equipped with the right knowledge and skill set and mindset and perseverance to be successful in this new changing world is what we need to do. And in research, of course, we need breakthrough that leading to science, technology, medicine, and many other fields. Now, we in BTU like to use the word transdisciplinary, and the word trans here, we take into the idea about transformation, because actually no discipline stay unchanged. It changes with time. So in our education, our research, we focus on transdisciplinary. And very important, okay, I'm very surprised that it's not being emphasized more here, is that we need humanities to guide the development of new technology, particularly AI. I don't think I need to explain the need for that. The last, the one before that I point out, is about our own country. Our country has gone through remarkable growth, okay, very rapid economic and technological growth. Since 2018, our GDP has exceeded RMB 100 trillion. And between 2010 and 2022, the last year we have figures, China had the world's second largest GDP. The technological advancement, some of the achievement, example in lunar exploration, going to Mars, quantum computing, deep sea exploration, we have done quite well. But new a term, I don't really know how to translate that well, okay? I look it up. The best I can come up with is new productive forces. That new term require us, okay, the new form of productions, okay? Need educational reform, need research innovation, need attractional talents. Jay-Z talked about imply about the problem of our education. We are a system that emphasizes a lot on examinations and leading to spoon-feeding of our students. Can we really be creative? That question actually been asked on and off, among our thinkers and our academics. And can we really train critical thinkers? I find out the pressure of publishing, the pressure of going out, getting a degree, have pushed many of the research students I've met, into doing rather superficial work. And I hope we, as a community, can return the tide. And for research, we need cross-sector. This point has been made many times between university, industry, and government working body. Once again, transdisciplinary approach, blending technology. I have 2 minutes, I know, thank you. humanities and policies, okay? Talents, everybody have made that point, okay, and then, so I don't want to repeat here. So after mentioning that we practice what we believe. So I will quickly in the next 2 minutes tell you what we have been trying to do in the last few years. We launched 4 new programs in 2022, the triennium. We have the Art Tech, Global Entertainment, and Innovation in the Health and Social Well-being, following the direction of the Hong Kong government. But we also introduced an individualized major. Basically, the format is like a research student, but doing it in undergrad. Student come in with a problem that you want to solve world hunger, solve freshwater problem, then we design a pathway for them. And I can see something similar going on in other universities that talk about. We have 4 focus areas, okay, that developed in our 10 years plan: creative media, drugs and health, and technology that was developed in 2018. Last year, in our midterm review, we add humanities and culture, as I believe that is the most important aspect of all education. All right, what have you done with that? In ArtTech, we got, I think, the first and still the biggest, the ArtTech project about future cinema system from ITC, Innovation Technology Commissions. We also recently launched a Visualization Research Center. It's the world's largest 360-degree immersive LED visualization cinemas. In Chinese medicine, we recently, got the right to run the Hong Kong first Chinese medicine hospital for 15 years. And then, we are allowed to bid again for doing that after 15 years. And we also get the very first Hong Kong botanical drugs approved by the US FDA for investigational new drug, IND. This is the 6th, I believe, the 6th botanical drugs in the whole of China, including Hong Kong, and also the first one from a university laboratory. And we also have an orphan drugs, okay, first Hong Kong botanical orphan drugs being designated by, again, US FDA. And on humanity and culture, our team actually, our historian study, the invasion of Hong Kong by the Japanese during the Sino-Japanese War, and how the battle start and end at the Black Christmas. And with that, we make it into an interactive map, trying to, engage our young people to learn what happened in our history. And a couple of weeks ago, we organized an intellectual symposium on humanities, societies, and digital future to explore the impact of artificial intelligence on the aspect about education, about ethics, about economies and society on us. Okay, and the total viewership for the 2-day symposium is 1.7 million. And I think my time is up. Thank you for giving the time to share with you.
中意名家分析，記得俾 like 同埋分享，支持同訂閱卓見名家，最緊要撳埋呢個鐘仔，咁就唔會錯過我哋嘅新片。